today's video, will AAU basketball be canceled this summer?
All these horses in my car got me going fast. I just run through the dash, put my pedal to the gas. Going so fast, hope I don't crash. One false move, that could be my last.
Alright guys, what is up? We're back with another vlog. About to get a workout in on the new treadmill that I definitely want to show you guys here. So this is the little home gym that we're working with. We got the rower over here. We got a little ab mat that I use. And then we just got this new treadmill in. So this is the Nordic Track. I don't know what edition it is, but it's not the newest one, but it's still pretty nice. Oh, the Elite 7760. And it's been awesome. So I've been getting a ton of workouts in on this treadmill, using the rower, using this space and making the best out of it every single day. So, you know, we got the couch over here that I wish I could get rid of, my mom won't let me. But we got 20-pound dumbbells, so we got 20s and we got 10s. We got a kettlebell, foam roller. We got an ab wheel, and then we got some resistance bands here. So honestly, I've realized that this home gym is everything that I need. I don't really need to go to a real gym, even though I do miss it dearly, and I will be returning to a real gym as soon as they open back up. I've been able to do everything that I need in this room and outside, because today it is 75 degrees out and it is super nice outside. Between working out in that room, working out outside, playing basketball outside, all that, I've had plenty of exercise and I've been able to, you know, stay in pretty good shape, lean out a little bit. So that's what I've been doing. So everything's been good, settling into the home gym routine. We'll film a couple workout videos for you guys in the upcoming weeks. So AAU basketball. I played AAU basketball since I was like 10, 11 years old. I remember, you know, going to all the tournaments over the summer, traveling with your parents, driving, staying in the hotels. There's nothing like AAU basketball. If you're a competitive player and you've played AAU, you know, at even the lowest level to obviously the most competitive, where you're going far away to tournaments that are, you know, way across the other side of the country, AAU just holds a special place in basketball players' hearts in terms of, you know, just looking forward to the summer, the trips, the new places, being with your friends, coaches, and then obviously the recruiting process that goes along with playing AAU. So although there are travel tournaments going on in the spring that have obviously been canceled, the bulk of AAU is usually played in July. So those are the tournaments with the big convention centers. You got DC, Chicago, you got the big Kentucky tournament that used to be my favorite, the Run for the Roses tournament. But who knows at this rate what's going to happen? Are they even going to be able to play the tournaments? Are they going to postpone them? What are they going to do? That's the big discussion that's going on right now, and I mean, I'd just like to hear what you guys think about it and what you think the best scenario would be. So I think it's just an interesting topic to talk about, like what if they do cancel AAU? Like what do players do? What do the 2021 kids who are going to be seniors in high school, this is their last season of AAU? What should you do if you're a player in that position and to prepare for it being canceled? How can you still put yourself in the best position to get a scholarship? So that's what we're going to discuss during this video, but let me get this wrong quick. We got a new treadmill in, and you know when you get new stuff, you have that motivation for a couple weeks when stuff is brand new. You know, there's gonna be no excuses. We're gonna get it done here, or we're gonna get it done outside. And yes, I am wearing Adidas socks and Nike shoes. I don't believe in that not mixing brands and stuff. I like Adidas and I like Nike, and I don't care that I wear them together. Alright guys, we just finished up, so we did 3 half-mile runs at like a 7:30-minute pace, so that was a lot faster than I normally run. And then we did 2 miles at an 8:34-minute pace, which felt really, really good. The goal is to be able to get to 3 miles at like an 8-minute pace, right? And then get faster and faster, but slowly building it up, mixing it up, and just trying to enjoy what I'm doing. Because if you're not enjoying the process of running, you're not going to sustain it, and you're not going to be able to stick to it for any long term. So just do it in a way that makes it fun for you. Put something good on my phone. That's why I like running on the treadmill. I can watch something. This is where I watch all my YouTube videos. So in regards to AAU basketball, my first thought is there's no way they're going to cancel the entire AAU summer. Like, they would be losing a ton of money. Kids would be, panicking because of their scholarships and the coaches and teams, and it would just be a mess if they were to cancel. So my first thought is that maybe they'll just postpone it. So you don't have the big tournaments are usually in July. I'm thinking maybe they'll move them all the way to August, even September, and then the NCAA though would have to open up more live periods for coaches to come watch in August and September, because I heard that football's already going to get pushed back. So my thought is, don't cancel AAU, just postpone it a little, put it back into August, and then have coaches and stuff be able to go recruiting then as opposed to July. The ultimate AAU basketball look right now. You guys call it these slides, sandals? What do you call them? Well, then if they don't decide to postpone, the other option that I was thinking was that they can hold all the tournaments at like smaller locations, so like satellites, right? So you'd have a high school gym in one location, maybe the next town over another high school gym, and have the tournaments just instead of having, 40 games going on at one time in a big convention center, you split it up and you'll have one game at one location, and then they have like a half hour in between, and then the next team comes on. So there's not more than 50 people in one gym at one time. Like when you get to the convention centers, there's hundreds of coaches, players, parents, all that. So obviously that's what's the problem. So if we can split it up and find a way that they can host, one game at a high school, the next game at a middle school, and kind of split up the tournament like that. It's not ideal for coaches who want to go back and forth between games, but it's just an option, at least if they can try and get it in. It just caps off at a certain number, and you host them at a bunch of different high school gyms around that area. And I did a poll on my Instagram the other day. Do we hate these shoes or do we love them? These are the Harden 3s, I think. And yeah, I never wore them in a game, but I really just don't like the strap. But I don't have too many shoes here, so when Corona hit, I came straight home with my parents, so I don't even have all my stuff. It's still in Connecticut. I got to get back up there in the next month or two, but I don't really have too many basketball sneakers to choose from right now, so we're doing the best with what we got. Alright, so you guys just saw a little sneak peek of a beginner ball handling workout. So yeah, just for beginners, obviously more basic movements, not too many combo moves. I feel like everything you see like on social media and YouTube and stuff, everything these days is like so advanced that people kind of forget about the basics. Like I want to be able to help those kids too whose parents may not have, been basketball players, so they don't really know how to teach them how to play, or they don't have a team, they can't afford to be on a team or whatever, so they can go on YouTube and they can, watch like basic beginner ball handling stuff and learn the foundation and the fundamentals of the game, because I know when I was younger, I was always on YouTube trying to figure out like new moves and learn new stuff. So that's why I do this whole thing, is pretty much to just share what I know. I don't know everything, obviously I'm still learning and I love learning, but that's always kind of how I've been. Anything I can do to kind of help them to get into the game of basketball, especially girls, because just girls basketball is just growing so much and it's awesome to see, and I'm just going to do my part in helping grow the game. Alright guys, so we're on a little bike ride right now. The next possible solution for AAU basketball, I'm thinking, is like virtual games. So I know our coaching staff at Quinnipiac have been talking about it. Like obviously there's Baller TV and like the Huddle highlights, stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's definitely an option. A realistic one, honestly, is that you'd have those games at high schools or smaller gyms with less people in the stands and stuff, and then you'd have like a media guy or whoever, broadcasting the game live, so that coaches can be, wherever. They don't have to be at the game, but they can be home, they can be, in their offices, so they can watch you play with your team in real time. Because of all the streaming, Instagram Live, YouTube streaming, Baller TV, all that stuff, like it shouldn't be that difficult to make that happen. Obviously, there'd be a lot of games streaming at one time and the scheduling and stuff might be the issue. But other than that, I feel like that is like the most viable solution, is to just have the games live streamed, have the players there, immediate family, but hold the coaches off, and that way you limit the number of people that are in each gym. So live streaming, possible option. Obviously not the same as regular AAU. It's not the feel of like, all the coaches being around your games. You're seeing, what schools are where and all that, and that kind of excitement. But, it is the best that they're going to be able to do in this kind of situation. So, all right, guys, just got back from that bike ride. Powerbeats Pros. If you don't have wireless headphones yet, most people have AirPods. But if you're trying to work out, I used to have the wired Powerbeats, and I love those too, but I just got these for Christmas. These are amazing. Powerbeats Pro, they got the blacked out one. So we all have so much time on our hands now because of quarantine. Well, most of us at least have some extra time. Like, what are you doing in that time to make yourself better in terms of not just basketball, but like life? Like, are you learning new skills? Are you learning how to do new things? Did you pick up another hobby? Like, are you studying? Are you trying to get better at basketball? Are you watching film? What are you doing to make yourself better with the extra time? Are you just sleeping more? Are you watching Netflix more? Like, do something that's actually going to help you in the future. So in the last few vlogs, I've kind of showed you guys what that looks like for me. So whether that's reading, watching film, listening to a lot of podcasts. So speaking of podcasts right now, Bear Performance Nutrition Podcast. It's just like not like a motivational, but he talks about everything. The guy's name is Nick Bear. He's an entrepreneur, owner of a supplement company, and he's out of the military, and he started it from like scratch. Super humble guy, hardworking, and he just shares his message: positivity, motivation, nutrition tips, running tips. The guy did an Ironman, he did a half marathon, he's done full marathons, he's done literally everything. And if you're just a motivated person in general and you like that kind of stuff, you'll definitely love listening to Nick Bear, so go check him out. All right, I think we're gonna make it a theme to go back to the same spot in the backyard to end every video for now on, that we're in quarantine here. So my sister's up there, she probably hear me, so she's gonna come. So I know this video was all over the place. It might not have been the most interesting topic because nobody really knows what's gonna happen with AAU, but again, just like to share my thoughts. But I do have some words of advice for players that are going to be seniors this year, and that this is their last summer of AAU, who might be super discouraged right now with the current situation, and are realizing that the possibility of AAU actually being canceled is a reality. The worst thing you could be doing is sitting around and moping about the current situation. Like, nobody has control over it. You don't control it. I don't control it. So you need to come to terms with the current situation and find a way to get better within it. So obviously a lot of us are cooped up in our house. We're in quarantine. We might not all have access to a backyard with a hoop, or a driveway with a hoop, or a gym, but you can always make the best of your situation. So if you want to get better, you can make it happen from anywhere, any place, anytime, as long as you put in the work and you push yourself one step further than you did the day before that. So the goal of this entire period of quarantine and self-isolation, whatever we want to call it, should be to come out of this one step better than you were before. That could be physically, you're in better shape because you've been running more, you can do more sprints up and down the floor, your wind is better because you've been doing a lot of conditioning. You don't have access to a park or a hoop right now, then maybe you just have to work on your conditioning and your fitness level. It could go the opposite way, right? If you're one of those kids who's in really, really good shape, you're the fastest kid on your team, but maybe your ball handling skills are a little weak and you don't have access to a hoop, get out there, go in your garage, go in your basement, go in the street, it doesn't really matter, and start and dribble the basketball and get better with your handle. So there's always a way that you can get better and be doing something that will correlate right back to the game, so that when this whole thing does end, you'll be ready to step in and you won't be, like, oh damn, I didn't do anything the last 3 months, so I don't know how I'm gonna play. And now you're kind of nervous, you're not confident because you didn't put in any work during the time when you could have been. So I know players who have been working in this entire quarantine are so excited to come out of this to prove everybody wrong who might have thought that they weren't that good or that they were underrated, and now they get the opportunity to show everyone how hard they worked during this period where some people were taking time off, watching Netflix, doing whatever they needed to do that didn't really relate to their goals. So specifically for players that are going to be graduating in 2021, another thing that I think you should be doing if AAU does get canceled is to try and be reaching out to coaches. Obviously, there's periods of time where they can't answer you back because it's the dead periods of recruiting and stuff, but reach out to coaches, reach out to schools who are, obviously realistic. You can do a couple of reach schools. I don't think that's a bad thing to send an email, send your highlight tape out, get coaches to know you, because if AAU does get canceled and, a school or a coach didn't know who you were and that's a school that you really want to go to, the only way that they're going to find out about you is if you reach out to them, because their chance to see you might be missed. And this goes with high school too. So if your high school team is going to be playing at a certain tournament and you know about it, let those coaches know where you're going to be so they can find you. And obviously every coach in every school, they're not going to answer all of your emails, right? They don't have time for that. Do you know how many kids are emailing them on a daily basis? But it never hurts to write those emails. So if you take time and write to 5 schools, send your highlight tape to 5 schools every single day, I guarantee you at least 1 or 2 of those schools at the end of this entire process are going to reach back out to you and maybe show some interest. But if you don't try and you're like, oh no, they're never going to want me, or if you have that attitude from the get, then you're not going to get anywhere from the end of this. So make sure you're making the best of your situation. Reach out to coaches, and then also be watching film. Learn something new about the game that you didn't before. Understand defensive coverages, whether it's switching, hedging, icing ball screens, all that kind of stuff. Learn different zone sets. Learn terminology. I'm telling you right now, that's the one thing that high school players who come into the college game, they don't know a lot of terminology. They don't know how certain sets are run. They don't know the standards of college basketball. And that was me when I came in. I had no idea how to ice a ball screen. I didn't know what a horn set was. So look into all that stuff, and you're going to be way ahead of everybody else who comes in as freshmen who doesn't know what that kind of stuff is because they never looked it up. So, watch some film, watch some college games, and learn more about the game, improve your basketball IQ. But that's all I got for you guys today in terms of tips. This is my take on the entire AAU process, and I really do hope that they are going to figure it out and make something happen so that, these kids that are 2021s are going to get to play their last season of summer ball. But that's all I got for you guys today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We'll be back with more vlogs later in the week. Leave comments below with any ideas you guys have. But that's all I got. See you in the next one.